So today I thought we would talk about challenges of being a precious metals dealer,
Oh, nice.
but according to Chat GPT. So
Chat
I want
GPT.
I want to see if you agree
Think
with
they know
this
about
thing.
being a
Well,
precious metal dealer?
We're
Let's see.
gonna find out, guys. So that's what we're talking about in this episode. Andrew, I thought this would be interesting because, it's always interesting. You hear a lot of people talking about Chat GPT and what it can do and
How smart it is.
So I want to see how much of this stuff
they know about our business.
Yeah,
Let's
is
see.
actually facts. And those of you that are watching, I haven't had the chance to go through any of these, and I don't think Andrew has either because we just literally sat down. So I'm going to read these to you, and you're going to let me know your thoughts, and then I'll let you know mine. All right, so one challenge about being a precious metals dealer, according to Chat GPT, it says market volatility.
Big problem.
So it says precious metals markets can be highly volatile, with prices fluctuating based on various factors, such as economic conditions, geopolitical tensions, and investor sentiment. Dealing with these price swings can be challenging, especially when it affects inventory values and profit margins. So, market volatility, do you agree?
They have it listed as number one, too.
They have it listed as number one on
I'd
their
have
sheet.
to agree with them on that. What big issue?
I'm going to put a little check mark. So you agree. So out of this, by the way, there's 7 things on this list. So big issue, market volatility. I completely agree. I feel like I have more of a risk exposure than you do because you're taking in and selling stuff on a daily basis. You're buying and selling daily.
I just had last week. I had a really busy day on Friday. Yeah. And I locked in half of everything I bought for the day. So, and I said, Monday, what could happen on Monday? It was the day gold dropped $60-something an ounce and silver dropped $1.50.
So you got nailed.
The other half that I didn't have locked in, I lost thousands of dollars on it.
So for you to understand, Andrew's locking in to sell to the wholesaler. So he told the wholesaler, okay, I've got X amount of gold and X amount of silver that, lock in on this certain price that you're buying from me. And that's what Andrew's going to ship to them. And he decided to roll the dice thinking
half of it. I think there was 1,500 ounces of silver.
Damn.
I locked in 750 ounces. And I said, you know what? What could happen on Monday? Silver, $1.50 in silver is a big move. Lot. You're talking, 6-7%. It's a pretty big move.
And so what made you, because we've talked about this before in person together in conversations, but also on the podcast, what made you decide, it's a good idea. Let's see. You just felt like gambling?
You never expect that to happen.
Not a $60
That was
drop.
a pretty significant drop, 3% in gold, almost 3%. That's, you don't see that too often. I definitely didn't expect that to happen. I do roll the dice every now and then, and a lot of times it's like a 50-50. It could have went up $60.
Are you a gambling addict?
With this, I like to take chances. I do have a little bit of a cushion.
I know.
There's a % or two that I pay behind that I do have a little bit of a cushion, but it didn't work out in my favor last week.
More profitable.
I agree with Chat GPT.
Are you going to call it Pat?
Whatever that thing's called. I don't even know what that. I never use it.
We should have like a win-loss board on here, and so every time that you are like I'm gonna lock in on Monday, keep a tally of so that was a loss. So I want to keep a win-loss board.
Let's do it.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
I don't think you would want to see everybody with your loss board.
That doesn't happen too often. That was like a really big volume day, and I just took a roll with it. Normally, 9 times out of 10, I'd lock it in.
Out of it.
Yeah. I lock it in. I don't really like to take chances, but I do every now and then.
For me too, this is a major problem. It usually always works out against me because, as you know, I sell maybe once a week, sometimes twice, but always once a week. And so for me, I buy my stuff throughout the week, but essentially the time that I'm selling it is all on Tuesday. So if the market's going up, and by the time my live stream rolls around to sell everything Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, if the market's up, it works for me. If the market tanks, then I'm screwed. And because it's once a week, I'm not able to get out of it as frequently. So that's a problem. So Andrew and I both agree with Chat GPT on this one.
That's number 2.
Number 2. I don't think this affects you, but we'll see. So Chat GPT says inventory management is a major problem for bullion dealers, precious metals dealers, says managing inventory levels and ensuring a diverse range of products can be challenging, particularly during times of high demand or supply chain disruptions. Balancing stock levels to meet customer demand while avoiding overstocking or shortages requires careful monitoring and forecasting. Agree or disagree?
I agree.
But you don't really stock a ton. You get it in volume and you dump it in volume. You put stuff on your site.
I keep a decent amount. I always keep at least 10, 15 ounces of gold, about 1,000 ounces of silver. It's not little money. You know what I mean? But
so you agree?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. And it is a pain in the ass. Last thing you want to do is sit on a big inventory and watch it drop.
And
you know? And I try to price it out so it moves.
Right.
You know, and like sometimes I buy something for 25 cents over spot. I put it on my website for $1 over spot.
Right.
And then it drops $1.50. What are you selling it at a loss?
Right.
You know, so
right.
I definitely agree with them on that.
I would agree as well because for me, I like to keep a wide range because for my auctions, it's not just people that are in there for weight. Like, you know, sometimes I'll buy stuff from you. I'll buy from wholesalers that you and I deal with. So I'll buy some stuff for weight. And then 10th ounce gold coins because some people just want to stack just regular gold or nothing crazy. But then I have the collectors. But then I also have the numismatic people. And then I also have the people that like silver poured items. So it's hard to be all things to everybody. But I like to have a little bit of everything for them to keep it interesting. Ancient coins, all that stuff. But that is a problem because sometimes I'll do a pre-sale. I'll have somebody people buy like a whole bunch of a certain item. I'm like, man, this is a hot item. I better get more. And then I overload on something and I can't get rid of it. I'm like, damn.
Or you have a big inventory and then something comes across that you say, oh, you know what? This will be good to put on the website too. And you add thousands of dollars more to your inventory and it doesn't sell.
Yes.
It all just sits there.
Yes. The other two, the issue with the inventory management is when, this sucks. This happened to me a couple of times, and you and I have spoken about this. You buy a couple products that you buy it wholesale, you're going to sell it, and then prices on it drop across all the retailers, right? Yeah. Like big time, and so you have to sell it. Yep. So we both agree. So Chat GPT is 2 for 2. They know what they're
talking about, these guys.
All right, authentication and counterfeits. It says that verifying the authenticity of precious metal coins is crucial to maintaining trust with customers. Dealing with counterfeit coins or fraudulent sellers can be a significant challenge requiring expertise in authentication techniques and continuous vigilance. So Andrew agrees.
Big issue. And, for a while, I was only seeing counterfeit stuff like raw. Now I'm starting to see them slabbed, which is really scary. And PCGS holders, NGC holders.
That is.
So scary.
When you do me a favor, if and when you come across PCGS or NGC slabbed stuff, put them to the side. That would be a good video for us to show them some of the things that they do. Andrew has some of the most expensive equipment that coin dealers and bullion dealers have. He's got, I call it the X-ray phaser gun machine.
XRF analyzer.
But he has the XRF analyzer. He's got the Sigma. I have the Sigma Pro at home. I like the one that you have, the smaller one that's so quick. The other one I have is a little bit cumbersome, but we both have the materials. He also has all the different acids and the stone things, the files and everything. So we both agree. Chat GPT 3 for 3.
On the money.
Number 4, Chat GPT says that coin dealers have difficulty with regulatory compliance. So precious metals dealers are subject to various regulations and compliance requirements, including anti-money laundering, AML, and know your customer, KYC regulations. Ensuring compliance with these regulations adds administrative burden and costs to the business.
Every year, it's the first check I write. My anti-money AML, anti-money laundering compliance. I have a lawyer that I pay every year. I get a certificate. They ask for a certain period of time of your receipts from the year before to make sure that the metal you're buying is not coming from any shady sources or any questionable countries or anything. It's definitely a big issue.
Takes time. Time is money. That's
time.
Money that you could be selling stuff.
And the last thing you want to do is be caught.
Yeah,
that's a serious offense right there. Also, AML charge.
Also, the know your customers.
So, I have it on my website. If you go to my website, BayshoreBullionExchange.com, when anyone sells me scrap gold, they have to fill out this form first. It's called a know your customer form. tax ID number, social security number has to be on there, banking references, signature that you're not money laundering, you're not, any of that stuff. So yeah, I've been doing that. I think the paperwork on my website, 2013, I started been doing that. So 11 years now. I've been, that's been on my website. See,
I don't really buy stuff like you do, like, because you're buying huge volume. I'm buying straight from the different wholesalers. You'll buy sometimes from, well, you don't really buy from the general public much. So
not at all.
But I remember when I first came in here, Andrew said that you said I had to provide you with my EIN number and my driver's license. And once you had that on file, we were good to go. But major concern, I mean, like you said, that could be, and I have to talk to you about this anyway a little bit more, because even though I have like a thing in place for that, I still need to talk to you about that.
I'll give you my lawyer. Yeah. I recommend it. I give him tons of recommendations every year.
Yeah, I'll talk to him. So 4 for 4. This is pretty impressive that Chat GPT knows this stuff. Yeah. All right. Customer education. This is number 5. Chat GPT says that many customers may not fully understand the intricacies of precious metals investing or the differences between various products. Educating customers about the risks and benefits of different investment options, as well as providing transparent pricing and information, is essential for building trust and long-term relationships. Is this a major problem for you, the customer education for you?
Majority of my business is with wholesalers. Yeah. They know the market. They know the markets and products just as well as I do. But I do get the public that buy off my website and come in here. I just had someone the other day. They bought 2 1-ounce gold bars, and they were 2 different brands. And he thought one was fake because they were different sizes. And like, you know how they are. Some are a little bit bigger, some are a little bit flatter.
What about the silver bar you told me about that had the AG, was the AG 47?
It had the periodic table display on the back of the elemental bars. And guy's telling me, he's like, I think you sold me a counterfeit bar here. I said, what? He said, it says 107 on here. I said, that's its atomic weight on the periodic table. What are you talking about, man? But they don't know. You know what I mean? A lot of them are new to it. So. Yeah.
Customer education for me, like, is it a major problem? No, I mean, again, this is all challenges being a dealer. So for me, essentially this is what I do. Customer education. That's my entire YouTube. That's my entire YouTube channel, is essentially putting out content to educate people. So it's a challenge. You get people that ask all sorts of questions all the time.
One thing I don't like is they say, if I buy this right now, is it going to be worth more money in the future? And I hate getting into that conversation.
It's like, you don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
If the market, first of all, it's guaranteed to be worth more if the spot prices go up. Then it's guaranteed to go up in value. But if you're buying like a collectible coin or something and it's like an unpopular brand, I mean,
I'm a terrible salesman too. They say, well, what do you can't guarantee it's going to go up in value? I say,
how the hell
don't buy the friggin' thing.
Right.
I don't know what you want me to
You
say.
have plenty of other methods of selling it. You don't need to be wasting your time. 5 for 5. Number 6, competition. The precious metals market can be highly competitive, with numerous dealers vying for customers' attention. Standing out from competitors requires offering unique products, excellent customer service, and competitive pricing.
Agree. And business, it changed a lot. It used to be just brick and mortar stores. Now with the internet, you got to compete with places like Atmex and JM Bullion, who have millions of dollars. Yeah, social media too.
Well, they have billions.
Billions of dollars that they could just, throw at advertising and marketing, and like me or you could never compete with a company like that.
No, and that's where it comes to building the relationship. No. So for me, where I seem to do well is by having those one-to-one connections with my customers. I have my Discord, which I just opened up to the public now.
What is it on?
It's just on a Discord. You actually have to get the link you actually have to get the link directly from me, but thank you for helping me with the plug there. But, cause I see a lot of different sellers on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, like there's all these different social media sellers. So for me, building the Discord out helps build and strengthen my community. So that's competition is definitely a thing, especially when you have a lot of, I've seen it before.
It's competitive.
Especially on like what I do. I was one of the first. I'm not saying I was the first. I was one of the first doing the live auctions, like the live coin auctions. Started on YouTube 4.5 years ago. There have been people before me doing it, absolutely, but I was one of the first ones. And then
people still doing it now. Is it bigger now?
You see still a handful on YouTube doing it, but a lot of those people now have moved on to other platforms like Whatnot, or drip, because those people, there's a lot of people that don't necessarily have a social media following. Well, how can I start buying and selling and get into this business? I know, let me just go on to these sites like Whatnot or whatever, or apps and sell there. So it is a competitive thing, absolutely. And, we oftentimes too, from different wholesalers, we'll see minimum advertised pricing. So what happens is the wholesalers send us, this is the lowest pricing, like, this coin here. Okay. The lowest price that you can offer that for is $99. So what happens? Everybody on Instagram are offering it at $99. So what's going to differentiate you and that person? Well, it's going to have to come down to the brand and to the person and who they prefer to do business with.
Yeah, sure.
So that's a big thing for me, 100%. Final one on this list, storage and security. It says managing the storage and security of valuable inventory is a critical concern for precious metals dealers. Ensuring secure storage facilities, implementing robust security measures, and protecting against theft or loss are constant challenges.
Big problem.
Big problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chat GPT got this.
They know what they're talking about.
Isn't that weird?
Never been into business. Never sold a piece of metal in their life, but
the robot knows the pros and cons.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive that it knew all these different things, and now I'm sure there's other things on here.
They got the top 7 now.
We've got the top 7. Yeah. Curious to all of you that are watching this video that made it this far, what you think of that list of 7. Do you think is like the most concerning?
Anything else should be on there?
Yeah, let us know in the comments down below. Check out my friend's website,
Bayshore Bullion Exchange.com.
And mine's EmpirePreciousMetals.com, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Have a good weekend.